Well, this is interesting. If you could chat and let me know if you can hear me, that would be much appreciated. At least 1 minute. Okay. Can't see me. That's interesting. Well, just before I went live, Jeff said, in wishing me luck, channel nothing. And I might be doing just that. Wow. All right, so this is not at all what I expected to have happen. I guess people can hear me, so that's a positive. Yeah, thank you, Marjorie. So, Lauren has let me know that the sound is perfect. So, so I guess we just like roll with this. Yeah. If someone had asked me to make the video with no video and just a black screen, I don't know that I could have pulled it off. But so if we imagine this is what we wanted, right? We control our own reality. Then that's great. I just made a video recently that I'm gonna post on my YouTube channel, and at some point during the audio that I'm doing, it gets out of sync with my lips, and so it's like a dubbed movie. But since it's a meditation, and if you're gonna have your eyes closed, you probably wouldn't know that anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So if you're just tuning in and you're seeing this void, what is the emptiness is boundlessness, and boundlessness is emptiness. Is one form is emptiness, and emptiness is form is the other translation for the Heart Sutra. But welcome to the Do Nothing Project. You can't see that I'm not Jeff, but I'll just let you know I'm not Jeff. Jeff is somewhere on the road, in a motel, on a lonely stretch of Canadian highway with a very not sleepy 4-year-old. And so I said, sure, I can substitute for you, and and that's what we're gonna do. So you won't see anything. Hi, Anna. Hello, Ruth. Welcome, Tina, Chris. But yeah, I don't sound like Jeff. So tonight, the role of your guide will be played by me, Andrew Lenards. For those that don't know, I'm usually the one in the blue font. And an ecstatic super thank you to Lauren for stepping in quick and filling in the blue font. I was a little bit concerned that I wouldn't be able to moderate from the tablet mobile device at the same time as giving guidance and everything else. I hope all is well in Portland, Rod, and welcome. Hello, Saban. And then big thank you to Fred and Cashew and all the folks chatting. I think I said hi to Tina. Bonjour, Paul. I said hi to Ruth. Hello, Marjorie. Hello, Sonali. Let's see, and Sarah, welcome. Hello, Susan. Hello, Richard. Artsy Traveler, as always, welcome. Make K, hello, how you doing? Is it Giad Alamar, maybe? Hopefully I got that right. Or very close. And then Susan, Esquin, Colette, hello. Just trying to catch everybody here. And Lori, I think I got most. Victoria, Redim. Oh, and hello to Brian Sweeney. So, for those who don't know, I'm usually over in chat, but I've been guiding Wednesday night meditations that are less void than this one. And that's at Andrew Lenards is the handle on YouTube for that. So, what to expect? Very little, as Jeff likes to say. Hello to Van. Set your expectations low, and you can see today it's like audio only, so the expectations are even lower. The irony is that I actually have on lighting and everything for a video, and yet I'm invisible. So Mitch, I'm taking it up one more notch for full not a not achievement. So just blankness is what I'm going with here. Totally unintentional. I assume my yes, it sounds like a podcast. You're right, Redeem. Or Redeem, sorry. Yes, it does, definitely. Very podcast. Might even say it's much like radio. But yeah, the Infinite Black, a void, an envelope of void. Hello to Brooke and Christiana, Maureen, welcome. So, but yeah, as Trisha points out, the audio is good. And as Paul and Brooke and Fred and Ruth Cashew, Cashew hasn't made Wednesdays yet, but as the Wednesday regulars can tell you that I've had some pixelated video issues of late. So what do we do in the Do Nothing Project other than keep our expectations low? We do not much of a lot overall, and that is that's kind of the thing. So what we'll do is a 25-minute sit. We'll finish with about 4 to 5 minutes of friendliness or loving kindness. That's in way of sort of stoking a bit of warmth for ourselves and those around us. And then we'll have some reports at the end and things like that. So I'll ring a bell, we'll sit for 25 minutes, and then I'll ring a bell and we'll chat a little bit. And then we usually have a theme of some sort. And so the theme that I've been thinking about a fair amount recently is I sit with the Zen group, and the teacher, he's an 80-something-year-old Zen master, and he likes to point out that one of the things that makes meditation difficult is there's really kind of no standard of or there's no standard for us to apply it to. And so then when we lack a standard, then we start to look for analogs or things that we can use as a sort of proxy. And I thought that was a really interesting way of thinking about it. Some may think about from a work perspective. You sort of, there's this idea of standard work, and standard work being stuff we know how to do. And standard work is nice because you can usually estimate how long it'll take and things along those lines. And so you can see how sort of as humans we might want this sort of standard for us to be able to know, like, sort of, are we on a path, are we on the right path or not? And meditation not having that standard kind of becomes a little bit of this conundrum. So just seeing if we can put that down and be with experience. And so that's my theme, or that's the thing I'm going to sort of tug on as we sit. And yeah, so I think this is not the first time I've done a videoless guest hosting. So one of these times I'm going to figure out what's going on there. I will give you a little bit of audio cues for some of the things, just because you won't see that I'm going to ring a bell. Yeah, so no video, no Jeff. It's definitely not your normal Sunday night, but normal is not memorable, I guess, maybe, or I don't know. So I will ring a bell. I'll give you a little, hopefully, bit of an audio cue just to tamp down any sort of adverse startle reflex, and we'll kind of get everything going. Welcome, Molly. And yeah, we don't have, for those just tuning in or just signing up, I'm Andrew. I'm filling in for Jeff, and for whatever reason, I have no video. So, but I think that's okay. Luckily, for the purposes of the Do Nothing Project, that's all right. So, doing it in the dark. Andrew Unplugged. Thank you, Paul. That's a good one. All right. So I've got 25 minutes on the clock, and I'm going to ring the bell to start. All is well with Jeff, just as we're starting out. So those that have just joined, knowing that kind of one thing to start out with on a sit is like any of those sort of undone or lingering unknowns. So the video is gone, but all is well with Jeff. I mentioned that he messaged me and let me know that he wasn't going to be able to do this, and he's on a lonely stretch of Canadian highway in a motel with a very not sleepy 4-year-old. So we'll start out with just establishing posture, and you're welcome to practice in whatever posture best supports you. So standing, lying down, walking. I'll focus on the seated posture, either seated on a cushion or seated in a chair. And so we sit really with our bones. And I heard that as a cue recently, and I really love that idea as it focuses on trying to arrange ourselves in a way that we can sit without efforting. We're not holding ourselves in a particular way with our muscles. Another way to say that is we're looking to be upright without being uptight. And after we have established our posture, just sort of checking in with our inner weather. What's already here? So maybe there's relief for the end of the day. Maybe there's a bit of regret that it's the end of the weekend. And we're not really trying to shift or change or chase away any of those feelings. Just checking in with what's already here. And then a few deliberate breaths. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Slow and low is the tempo that we're going for with these breaths. Before we kind of head off in whatever direction we want to go tonight in our practice together, just marking this spot as a waypoint for you to come back to. So just this notion of sitting and knowing that you're sitting. And that's it. Just real basic awareness. Basic in a positive sense. So I'll offer some long, languid pauses, which might mean that my noises and my environment sort of intrude on your environment a bit. Just knowing that with care, you can come back to this waypoint. And really, the only beginning for us tonight is kind of picking a heading or a navigational waypoint, if you will. So maybe you're feeling like working with a home base would be the best thing for you right now. So how might you choose? If you're feeling kind of scattered and jangly or loosey-goosey, having a home base to focus on can be really beneficial. That home base could be the breath, of course, or it could be sounds. And then the other avenue would be more of a wider aperture. Sort of feeling like you're focusing on sort of all of existence at once. And of course there's points in between, it's not an either or. But giving you those two avenues to meet your experience. And maybe really just sort of picking whichever feels right without any comparison or checking a standard. Just going in a direction while not going anywhere. And so I'll leave you to explore, and then I'll check in a moment. And so as we begin, just a few thoughts on if you feel like you're sort of losing contact with your home base and you're wandering off and coming back, just seeing if you can bring yourself back to that home base with as much care as possible. Almost like bringing a delicate quality to that. Sort of seeing the wandering as part of the whole practice. And if you chose the other option and you feel too spacey, or sort of there's not enough support, and then you could shift. And kind of, you can always tweak and adjust. We don't want to change our technique so much in the middle, and we're always free to tune it to what's happening in our experience. So just offering that encouragement and then letting you get back to exploring on your own. And then we'll shift to friendliness or loving kindness practice here with the time we have left. And we can kind of can think about life as being full of technical difficulties. So just seeing if we can bring to mind someone we know that is experiencing technical difficulties, and maybe even without offering any phrase, just this sort of knowing nod of, yeah, I've been there, but with no words, just a nod to that person. Bringing to mind or maybe qualities about them, or seeing if you can make real a visual of them. And if the visuals don't come easy, just sort of thinking about their name sort of printed out in large type. And once you've got a little bit of a vividness to that, sort of offering a few phrases. You're welcome to customize and use your own, but I'll give you a few. May you meet challenges with interest. And may you be fascinated with things as they are. This is a little bit of a tough one for some, but may you see that it's not personal. And offering the phrases, you can always use traditional phrases, it's totally fine. But may you meet challenges with interest. May you see things as they are with fascination. Bringing to mind someone else that you might know that needs a well-wish or two. And again, making that vividness in the mind's eye as robust as possible. Maybe hearing their voice. You tend toward auditory over visual. And so may you meet life's challenges with interest. May you see things as they are with fascination. Again, you could always pull in a more traditional phrase. May you live with ease. May you feel safe. And offering that sort of been there nod to this person. And then bringing to mind someone that comes to mind when I say a neutral person. Maybe it's somebody who rung you up at a convenience store. Maybe it's someone that you saw while running errands. Maybe it was the person in front of you at the gas station. And offering the same phrases to them. May you meet life's challenges with interest. May you see things as they are with fascination. May the events of life not feel so personal. And again, drawing in the traditional phrases. May you live with ease. May you feel safe. May you know you are seen. And then bringing to mind yourself. And again, if you're using your own custom phrases, offering those phrases to yourself. Or focusing just on what you feel like you need in this moment. Our time has ended. I'll ring the bell to signify that. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for spending the last 37-ish minutes with us here on the Do Nothing Project. A big happy Canada Day to everyone north of the border. There is no Consciousness Explorers Monday Night Sit. Thank you, Bill B. Thank you, Ruth. So there is no Consciousness Explorers Club. Tomorrow, if you're feeling like, I really want a Consciousness Explorers Club sit, know that there are sits in the archive, and you can find those at cecmeditate.com, and check that out. The July newsletter is out, so you can also find that and all past newsletters up on the website. I should have made a tie-in here with our voidness here with no video, and the latest Home Base with Jeff. You can find Home Base with Jeff at homebasewithjeff.com. In this week's sit, the theme is Space is the Place. So we got a wee bit of darkness here. We can bring that to our light. So the podcast edition of the Do Nothing Project. And then, as always, the MindBod Adventure Pod continues. And so that is what you can find that on mindbodadventurepod.com, I think. And then a big plug for Wednesday nights. I'm going to be trying to do a Wednesday night tethered this Wednesday night from somewhere in southeastern Arizona. So it'll be an outdoor edition of some sort, probably. And that you can find that at YouTube, so youtube.com/ at Andrew Lenards, all one word. And then there was a question about meditation begins in our bones. So, Rod, that's a great line. I don't know if I said it quite like that, but so what I was trying to say with the meditation begins with our bones is, so Liz has got that there, is that we sit with our bones. So I live in Tucson, Arizona. There's a satellite affiliate of the Upaya Zen Center here in town, Upaya of Tucson. And one of the Zen priests recently had said that there's very, 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 very little Zazen instruction for a Zen gathering. There's just usually a little bit of setup at the beginning. And Linda Zwinger said recently, I heard her say, and she may have gotten this from another Zen teacher, as the case is. People borrow often in the Zen world, that we sit with our bones. And so I thought that was a really great idea. One, because there's a book by Paul Reps called Zen Bones, which is, I've got somewhere on my bookshelf, but can't find it at the moment. And then the idea about it, Rod, is the posture. We want to sit in a way where we're not we're not holding the body sort of upright and bracing, because eventually the muscles will fatigue and let go. And if we can sit where our so it's a grounding, exactly. So we get, if we sit with our knees lower than our hips, we get this sort of tripod stability base from the bones, and then that base sort of allows the spine to sit in the pelvis, and that position is a very stable spot to be in if you can get that. I for the longest time had really tight IT bands and muscles, and so it took a lot of stretching before I could really sit in like a modified cross-legged position. So yeah, so that's that, and sort of me trying to cite as many people as possible. And thank you, Liz Grube, there for that. So I think I've hit all of our plugs along the way. Thank you for the comic the comic responses here, and for dealing with this yet another technical difficulty. It's one of those it's one of those things. So yeah, hopefully Jeff will not be back in black. So today is the 30th. Jeff is headed on retreat, so Jude Starr will be filling in and will be the guest host on Sunday, July 7th. So that will be eventually announced in the newsletter. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, you can do that by, I think you can still go to jeffwarn.org and sign up for the newsletter there. Yes, we definitely jammed Econo tonight, Christiana. And then the Substack is the other way of staying in contact. And you find Jeff's Substack at homebasewithjeff, all one word.com. So yeah. And thank you for all the folks that hit the like button and sat with us tonight. So I'll stop our broadcast and hopefully figure out how to get video next time. I had a video preview ahead of going live, and then was presented with this the voidness that we're all sort of staring at now. So it'll make the thumbnail really easy, as was pointed out for this one. So thanks again, and look forward to seeing you next week as Jude is our guest host. Have a great rest of your week.